Hi everyone, welcome. This is a video all about Shavasana. So you can add this video to a more active video that you've done before, or you can come to this video just to rest. And I know for a lot of us that feels a little odd because Shavasana is what we're used to doing at the end of an active class. But I'm here to tell you that I truly believe that just practicing Shavasana has value, and not just for people who have injuries or who are tired, or I don't know, if you're having a lot of stress. Of course, it's really good then, but it's also really good for everyone. When is the last time you just allowed yourself to rest without making yourself think that you had to do something to earn that rest? I don't mean going to bed because this is a different type of rest. So, this video is all about how to set yourself up for Shavasana, and then I will talk you into a nice relaxation and we'll stay there for a little bit. As you can see, I brought some props. So, just to explain to you that you don't need the yoga props that you might know from your yoga studio. If you do have them, perfect. If you don't, just grab a few pillows, a few blankets, and a towel, and something to cover your eyes. So I just want to show you what I brought. So this is a round yoga bolster, which I love using during Shavasana underneath my knees, just to elevate the knees a little bit, allowing the lower back to rest. But if you don't have one of these, I will show you how to make one. We will use a towel and a pillow to make our own homemade bolster. So let me show you. I just grabbed a towel. Don't grab the smallest towel you have, but it doesn't have to be super big either. So I grabbed a towel, and let me see if you can still see that. Of course, I picked orange on orange. That's not the wisest choice, but still. And you grab a pillow. And this is one of my squishier pillows from my couch. So I just put that to the end of my towel, and I fold this one in two. So depending on the type of pillow that you have, you do whatever works best. And then we'll start rolling the pillow into the towel. It doesn't have to be a super neat sushi roll. All it needs to do is roll enough so that it will stay where it is. And then you can see that we have a nice round shape. Of course, it will get a little bit squished by your knees, but that is good. That is fine. So, homemade bolster or actual bolster, you choose. And then once you've done this once or twice, you'll start to get to that point where you know what works best for your body. So, if you decide that you need an extra pillow or a bigger pillow, you can re-roll it a few times. But for the purpose of right now, I'm going to leave this as it is. I have brought my eye pillow. It's easier to relax if we make it just a little bit darker. And the perk of an eye pillow, even though it's not heavy, it's just a little bit of weight on your eyes that makes it easier for the facial muscles to relax as well. So that, plus the added bonus that it gets a little bit darker, makes it so much easier for your uh, nervous system to switch to the parasympathetic part of the nervous system, which is the part that allows us to rest. If you don't have an eye pillow, don't worry. I also sometimes use like these mini guest towels that you can put over your eyes. A shawl works really well. A sleeve of a t-shirt or a hoodie, whatever you can find that's not too heavy but is comfortable on your eyes. And it sounds a little dorky, but make sure that it smells nice. This one is filled with a little bit of lavender on top of the filling, and I think it's buckwheat that's inside. I'm not sure. This one was a one that I bought at my restorative yoga training, so it's one of my favorite mementos. But there's a nice subtle smell coming off of it. So whatever you choose, make sure that it smells nice. It doesn't have to be intense, but it has to be nice, because if it's smelling funny or weird, it will be harder to relax. So keep that close by. What also really works is if you have one of those masks that you might use for travel, just make sure that it's not too tight, because you don't want too much tension put on the eyeballs. A little bit of weight is fine, but you don't want that strong elastic band really pinching your head. But that's a nice one because you can already put that on, and then once you get situated, all you have to do is pull it down. So if you don't have one that you can already put on, keep it about halfway your yoga mat. So once you settle the rest of your body, all you have to do is just reach and put it on your eyes. So I'm going to put this one to the side because I brought my eye pillow. I won't need the guest towel. I brought a pillow. We're going to use this underneath our head, but instead of putting it like this, we're going to go like this. So we bring one of the corners, let me put it here, one of the corners right between the shoulder blades. So it's going to come down to about here. And let me just bring my blankets to the side. I already put that here. Now, if you have, again, it's going to sound nitpicky, but if you have a zipper or little tags like this, make sure they're away from your body. So a little bit over the edge because you won't lay your head all the way to the top. And then we have two more blankets, and you can use one of them if you like. I'm going to already position my legs here a little bit. What I like to do is to make sure that it's not just the upper leg or the lower leg, not the thigh or the calf that's only supported, so not like this, but really bring it into the hollow of your knee. And like I said, this was kind of a floppy pillow. I'm going to scrunch it up a little bit, bring the towel a little closer together, and just make sure that it's comfy. The other blanket, I'm going to fold it until it's a little bit wider than my body, fold it over 1/3, and then roll it up. And that I'm going to put underneath my heels. So make a little bit of space. And that roll is going to come right there. So as you can see, the heel is coming over and it's the Achilles that's resting on that little piece. This is nice and comfy. And then we're going to bring the other blanket on top because, like I said, it's easier to relax when it gets a little bit darker. It's also a lot easier to relax if you're not cold. It's incredibly hard to relax if you're cold. So we're going to tuck ourselves in. Now, what I like is a little bit of a snug tuck. But if for you that's a little too intense, you can just drape the blanket loosely over you. So I'm going to let me fold it open a little bit. I'm going to bring this around my feet. And then open the blanket up, and I'm just going to snuggle it around my legs a little bit. And then we're going to gently lay down, making sure that our legs stay where they are. And then my shoulders are now resting on the pillow, and that's a little bit too much. So I'm going to bring the pillow up so that the tops of my shoulders are off that pillow. I hope you can see that on the video. So it's just that pointy end of the corner that's coming in between the shoulder blades. The back of the head is supported, but the top edges of my shoulder are right here and not resting on the pillow. So I'm noticing that today I don't want as tight of a tuck, so I'm going to untuck my knees here and just rest a moment. Notice if there's anything that I need to adjust. And I need to adjust my heels a little bit. So I'm just moving my heels, bringing the roll a little bit closer. Now, with the arms, it's very personal. So you pick whatever feels best for you. What I'm hoping you'll do is that you'll create a little bit of space between the rib cage and the upper arm. Don't do the arms alongside the body like this, because even though you might not feel that way, it restricts the breathing a little bit, because the rib cage needs to expand in order for you to breathe fully. But then if you just make a little bit of space by bringing the elbows away from the body a little bit, maybe stretching your arms out, you allow more space here. So you can try the difference. Bring your arms close, take a deep breath in, and bring the arms wide, and then take a deep breath in. You'll probably feel but there's a lot more space to breathe into. Another option is to bring the fingertips to the rib cage or the belly. Just allow those to rest, but keep the elbows wide. So if you're sure that you're comfortable, you reach for your eye pillow and you carefully place that on top of the eyes. Bringing your arms back to the position that was most comfortable for you. And then we'll take at least 30 seconds to make those last moves. Maybe wiggle, maybe adjust your clothing if it needs to be adjusted. Maybe bring the blanket up just a little bit higher. And remember, even if you're warm now, usually when we start relaxing, our body temperature will drop just a little bit. So even if you're not cold, make sure that you have a blanket nearby ready to pull over you just in case. And then once you've done the fidgeting, the wiggling, the adjusting, start by inviting stillness into your body. Allowing the breath to travel in and out freely without you steering or controlling. And allow your attention to go inwards. Simply noticing everything that your body is letting you know. Becoming aware of how the body feels. And without any form of judgment, notice if you feel anything specific. Do you feel light or heavy? Maybe you feel tired or restless. Or maybe your body is signaling to you that it's comfortable. Without judging, without any expectations or thinking that you should feel a certain way. Notice what's there. Notice what your body is telling you. And quietly say to yourself, maybe in a whisper, it's okay. Right here, right now, how I'm feeling is okay. Allow the next breath to travel in a little bit slower, maybe a little bit deeper. Exhaling out through the nose, just as slowly, taking your time. Repeating that cycle, slowing the breath down as you breathe and allow the breath to move through your body. And now imagine that with every exhale, the body softens into the yoga mat a little bit more. Every inhale bringing fresh new oxygen into your body. Every exhale, another invitation to release, to let go. Allow the mind to stay here. To keep moving with the breath. If your mind starts to wander, that's okay. When you notice that, you can gently invite the mind, your awareness, back to your body, back to your breath. Now you might wonder, how long do I stay here? In restorative yoga, one of my favorite types of yoga that I teach and that I love practicing, Savasana lasts at least 20 minutes. Now usually there's two types of people. One kind will think after hearing 20 minutes Savasana, what do you mean? I can't lay still for 20 minutes. And the other kind of people will probably think, I'm down. I'm there. Sign me up. So when you decide how long you want to stay in Shavasana, in your final resting pose, take into consideration a few things. One's practical. How much time do you actually have before you may have to go somewhere or do something? If you have 5 minutes, take 5 minutes. If you have longer, then maybe try the Shavasana out a little bit longer. If your brain is not helpful when you relax and you become extremely restless, start with a few minutes and then slowly, day by day, as you come back to this practice of Shavasana, see if you can just add 1 minute. As soon as 2 minutes feels good, you add another minute. Know that allowing your body to rest, allowing the brain, your awareness to rest, not consuming or producing anything, but simply being here, is one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself. Conscious rest. It's very rare these days. So gift that to yourself as often as you can. I highly recommend setting a timer. Because once you've set a timer, you don't have to worry about how long you can stay. And set the timer for a little bit longer than you think that you might be able to do if you have that time. So say you think, 5 minutes is going to be challenging, but you have 15 minutes until you have to do whatever's on your agenda or calendar. Set a timer for 10 minutes. See how long you can enjoy resting. Some days you'll surprise yourself and other days it might be too long. But know that it gets easier for the body to soften and let go the more often you allow it to do it. Maybe you can hear my stomach. It's starting to make all these little sounds as my body is sinking deeper and deeper into softness. So from here, from this resting pose, I'm going to leave you and hope that you will stay here for just a little while longer. Let's inhale the breath deeply and calmly and slowly sigh it out. Inhale the breath deeply in through the nose. Sigh everything out. Rest well, my love. Namaste.